Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Good. Okay. Good.
Welcome to our starting episode after our live stream
Live
for
stream.
CP Awareness Month, which, as you all know, started our channel in March of 2021. And we had some interesting topics brought up to us over the live stream, so we're going to cover some of that today.
Yes, people gave us like 4 at least, so now we have video ideas for a while. Yay!
Yes, which is nice. So today's episode is going to be about disability in the workplace.
Yes.
So I'll let Shaylee go because she's got fresh ideas after.
Yes, I was thinking
Kinda
about this over the
dealing with
past
this,
couple
so-
days.
So
I am
go
now
ahead.
oh, sorry, I started before you even gave me the anyway. So I'm a full-time practicum student right now. And it's more or less like working a job, but mainly for the experience and to, finish your degree and be good to go. That said, it is like they're treating me like I'm working there. So this is a good opportunity to kind of sit and think about what do I actually do at work that makes my life easier. So I think I have officially split my ideas into 3 like general sections, and then I will kind of go deeper into each of those sections.
Okay, sounds fun. Go ahead.
So section 1, I guess, is finding a schedule that works for you. Section 2 is modding the crap out of your space, for lack of a better way to put it. And I guess third one is just kind of using the people around you as needed.
Fair enough.
Do you
So
want me to just?
yeah, no. What's the first one?
I guess when it comes to finding a schedule, it's all going to depend on A, your abilities, and B, what the job requires. So last semester looked very different practicum wise in comparison to this semester. Last semester was part-time hours. So normal, typical able-bodied student would be working 2 days in a week, but that would be full 8-hour days. I, at that point in my life, decided I very much needed to avoid that. So I reached out to my supervisor and was like, if I can find a way to get the same amount of hours in a week but split them differently, like, would you be cool with that? And she was like, yeah, whatever works. I mean, it helped that she worked for the disability program and like she kind of knew how the world of disability worked. But yeah, we ended up splitting it into 4 hours over 4 days instead of 2 8-hour days. So that worked out great.
Mm-hmm.
This semester was a little bit different. It is full-time hours. You are expected to work full-time, 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. So obviously I couldn't finagle quite as much as I could with the other position just because of the time that the current position requires. But I did finagle ever so slightly. So typical office hours for this building are 8 in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. And the first couple days I tried to make that happen. I have learned over many years that in order to feel comfy and like relaxed while getting ready, I need about an hour and a half. So if I wanted to be there by 8, I would have to leave at 7:30, which means I am getting up at 6. Now, ordinarily that would be fine. However, the snag that I hit was that shift change in the building where I live is at 6:30. So if I were to get up at 6, the night shift would be partially getting me ready and then the day shift would be finishing. And that was just a gong show of them trying to figure out what the night shift had already done and what they still needed to do. So eventually I went to my current supervisors and was like, look, this is not gonna work. If I could bump it by half an hour, I could get up at 6:30, still be on day shift, and still be, meeting hour requirements if I took a half-hour lunch. So that is what we agreed on. I start at 8:30 now instead of 8, and I still go till 5. That works out fine. The other scheduling piece that I have learned to deal with is home care because, again, last semester I didn't need to set up home care at all. It was 4-hour shifts. I didn't care. This current position, again, is 8-hour shifts. So if I went all day, without having assistance using the washer, that would be not ideal. So I've scheduled home care visits 3 times a day. So a 9, a noon, and a 3. I have learned not to schedule any meetings before 10 if possible, because I just get there at 8:30, and then it takes me like 15 minutes to unpack, settle myself, whatever. And then home care has a half an hour window. So they're scheduled for 9, but they could show up anywhere between 9 and 9:30. And depending on when they show up, that's going to mess with any meetings I may be in. So I've learned that when I'm the one scheduling the meeting and, barring emergencies, whatever, crisis came up and we need to deal with it now, I have learned not to schedule anything before 10. Same with scheduling around, probably about 3 to 3:30, because again, they're scheduled for 3. So, and thus far that's worked out. And anybody I am in meetings with, if they do happen to be scheduled in one of those times, has been really gracious about me just being like, I need to duck out. I will be back ASAP kind of thing.
That's good. Piggybacking off that, I suppose. For me, my schedule has actually changed around prior to working for CPSAS. I was working for Chippendale in the mornings from 9 to 1 and everything like that, but having 2 jobs, I had to switch that around. My boss was very receptive, totally understanding. Everyone I've worked with has been incredibly understanding in terms of my needs and other things. I'm now working in the afternoons. It's quite nice having, from my end of things, the freedom to be like, hey, there's been a big snowstorm. I can't make it into the office today. Do you mind if I work from home? My office has been incredibly receptive to those changes on the fly. They've been really understanding in terms of when I need to just duck out early, if I have a bathroom emergency, stuff like that. So those are things that I kind of adapt and deal with on a day to day. Most of them are just really trustworthy and they really understand that, I'm going to get the job done. It's just a matter of when. And so they've been really courteous and my advice for anybody that's going into the workforce with a disability is be upfront with what your needs are when you're going through the interview process, even if after you got the job. I remember the first day I started at Chippendale, I sat down with my boss and she asked me like, okay, so what does a day look like for you? And I was upfront and I said, look, there'll be times where I need to rush out and go to the washroom and go back home for that because I use Depends. So for me, if you're upfront with your employer, they'll usually go like, oh yeah, no problem. Like as long as you get the job done, we really don't care when you work.
And that's exactly what both of my supervisors and any other summer job I've had has been like. As long as you get the job done, we don't care what you got to do in the meantime.
Yeah, so it's important to be, like I said, upfront with your employer, and then at the same time, if there's any issues arising, I've always had the luxury, I suppose, of being able to sit down with my boss and explain exactly what's been going on and how I need to change things around. Like my sister, for example, moved in January, and I had requested at least, or my boss and I had sat down and said, I need probably a week so that my parents can help them unpack and everything, because with someone that needs kind of close to 24/7 care, but Also, if I can't get into my house after 4:30 when I return home and they're unpacking, it made things less doable for them. So they've been really receptive to like my family as well, my family needs as well. And again, I think I've lucked out with my boss and my coworkers and everything. They've been really nice. But
Absolutely, me
yeah,
too. They've all been awesome.
yeah. So I guess to end it for me or in that section is just be upfront with your employer and hope for the best. But I've noticed that if you're upfront and honest, 95% of people are incredibly receptive to what you need and what you can and cannot do. So,
Mhm.
what was section 2?
I love that you're just going with the section now, despite that you had no input on this whatsoever.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
Hold on, my earbuds keep like falling
This
out. I
episode
twist
may
them
be a
tighter.
bit longer, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so section 2 for me is not so much wheelchair related. I mean, some of it is, but like it's mostly undiagnosed ADHD edition. Modding the crap out of your space and your desk and your general area that you work in. So I guess the wheelchair related parts were I did have to unfortunately find a bathroom that I was able to use, and that was a whole kind of wild goose chase for a little bit before I even got the job because there is only one that I fit in the building that I work in. That's a whole other unrelated story. But so we did that. And then the other wheelchair related part, I guess, is pretty simple, and most people do this anyway, but just adjusting the height of the desk so that it was comfortable. The rest of it's more honestly undiagnosed ADD, probably ADHD. I sit right by the door, like my cubicle is right by the main entryway where people come into the office. So all day, people are coming in and out of that door to like come in, get water, walk back and forth to go talk to other people. So, and all of our meetings, while we're slowly working back to in person, a lot of them are still virtually over Teams with clients. So, main priority for me was get a decent headset. And honestly, that just turned into bringing some of the extra ones that I don't necessarily use as much at home to the office. Like they did provide one for me, but I found it wasn't enough of a isolated, I don't know how to put this, noise cancellation almost, where you would still hear other people walking by, and that was not my favorite. So I ended up just bringing in a pair of in-ear monitors for meetings, and then if I am like working on something privately and people are walking by and being distracting, I also have a pair of Bluetooth earbuds that I bring with me just to kind of block out some of the noise. And then I did also buy another mouse of similar to this one, just because I like it, and I wanted another one for the office because I like it better than the one they have there. And then I brought in a bunch of like sensory stuff. So I brought in some lights. I brought in some like squish toy things. What else did I even bring in? Oh, I brought in a stuffed animal. And that's just because I am an incredibly fidgety person. And if I'm not sitting there typing or doing something, I am doing something with my hands while I read or whatever. So that was just to A, add some color, and B, add some stimulation. Um, there was another thing I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I also brought in that little mini keyboard you got me for Christmas. I've discovered it's not the most practical thing on the planet to use, but it was a good idea at the time, and I still have it there on the off chance I ever decide I am using it.
Fair enough. Mine will be a lot less extensive. Um, when I started at Chippendale, they asked me exactly what I needed. I said, okay, I need a wireless keyboard. I need Windows 10. I know everybody else has Windows 7. I need Windows 7.
No, actually, my building does have Windows 10, and I was very surprised and very happy.
Yeah, back in 2019, we didn't all have Windows 10. So I said I need Windows 10 if I'm going to do tech related things. I need an L-shaped desk so that I can see through the door, but also fit under the desk. They have accommodated all those things. I also have a grabby stick on my desk in case things should fall.
See, you're smart with that. I am not. That is I will randomly pop over into the person's cubicle next to me and be like, yo, I dropped stuff.
Most of the time, I don't have to do that because giant grabby stick. This one, the one at work, if I ever do bring my camera, the one at work is legitimately like, I would say 4 feet long. So
that's amazing.
If stuff gets under my desk, I'm getting it. Is what's happening. So
that's amazing.
But yeah, they've been really accommodating with that. Even when COVID excuse me. Even when COVID hit, they actually provided me with hand sanitizer, masks, everything like that. With any sort of tech-related things, I suppose this isn't disability-related, but if I've ever needed a program to do specific things, they've been like, yeah, no problem, take the company card. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, I do not have that freedom. Everything installed on our computers is controlled by the IT department, and I'm a little bit jealous.
Well, as we've discussed,
you are the IT department.
Yeah, I am the IT department at work. So, yeah, no, that's just kind of the little things that I've been able to do in terms of getting my office to be a little bit more suitable for myself. I've actually just recently moved offices, and I'm sharing my office with Priya is her name. She goes in the mornings, and then I go in the afternoons. We both have sections of the office, which is nice. I get the giant window. So that's good. Enjoying it so far. I will say it's getting used to like moving my chair in different directions to fit underneath it is new, because the other door was the other direction and this door is the other direction. So I've kind of had to like use the L-shaped desk in a different way. But so far so good. And like I said, everybody's just been. If I ever needed a change in the office, they've always been like, "Oh, we'll just move this table here," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So, I guess that leads into your step 3 here. So go ahead.
Yes. Third and final thing, for anything you can't do even after you've done all the things we just talked about, use the people around you. And this is the thing that every time I start a different job takes me a couple weeks to get comfortable doing, just because I don't know the people and I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, the disabled girl needs help. But honestly, use the people around you. Like I said, the amount of times that I go into somebody's cubicle beside me and be like, I dropped stuff. Do you want to just like save that for me, please? Thanks. And also, I'm still working on the ability to like take notes during meetings. If I'm not the one, like normally in that type of scenario, I just hit record, but all of our clients don't necessarily want to be recorded, which is totally fine. So if I'm not the one running the meeting, I am the one doing the notes for it. Over this past week, I've started being allowed to run meetings. Obviously, my supervisors are still there, but I'm taking the lead. And we had the discussion like, I'm going to be busy talking and like probably not retaining anything initially, and like trying to keep up with writing and whatever typing is not going to happen. So they've been the ones doing the notes too. Obviously, that's not going to stay that way. As soon as I'm the one like taking the lead and presumably maybe have my own caseload, I don't know. But for now, that's the way it's been working, and that's been working out great. And anything else I happen to need, like stapling papers together, picking up paper clips, somebody pulling files for me because our client files are huge, all that sort of stuff, use the people around you instead of trying to do it yourself and screwing it up and immediately regretting it.
Yeah. I found it funny because the best example, and will be a lighter side of it for me. The best example is for months we have these specific type of masks that when I talk, and I had to run a meeting on Monday. When I talk, sometimes they'll slide off my nose, right? So I was in the middle of a presentation and like explaining like exactly what I was doing with these files. And my boss, it was sliding off my face, sliding off my nose. And my boss was like, "Excuse me, Brian, can I just do something for you?" I said, "Sure." So she walks up to me, grabs my face, and pinches the mask on my nose so that it'll stay on my face. And like,
Wait, did you not know they had the pinchy wire thing?
not the ones I wear, or the ones we were required to wear at work. I didn't realize they had that.
Oh,
So
okay, gotcha.
that made my life exponentially easier. Um, it did fog up my glasses immediately, but that
See,
was
what
just
happens is you put it on, you do the pinchy thing, and then you put your glasses over top of it, and you're good.
yeah. That well, I'm doing that now, but I didn't know we could do that. So that's just the best example of like people helping me out at work is like if something drops or something falls, they're always like, "Oh yeah, I got you." There's been times when I wasn't working out there for a little while after my tendonitis issue. I had to go up to some coworkers. Hey, do you want to open my water bottle for me, please? Because I can't right now. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I regularly get people to do that, even with the door in my building, because the way the door is set up, we have to fob in just for security reasons. So you fob in, and then you hit the button. Problem being that the button is very, very close to where the door swings out, and in order to get close enough to hit the button, I regularly get hit by the door. So coworkers have just learned to be like, "Oh, nice timing. I'll grab the door for you," kind of thing.
my coworkers have always been really cool about like helping me and stuff. And there's still
And
occasional
people do
times.
eventually learn what you need and just kind of anticipate it and do it. And it's the best phase on the planet where you're like, I don't even have to say anything anymore.
Yeah, there have been times where I'm still stubborn and I'm like, nah, I got this. And so there's a good mix of like I can
Yeah.
handle this and
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
go
usually
get
like
help.
that if, oh, sorry.
No, that was just ending there. So you're
Oh,
good.
okay. I was just going to say, I'm usually like that if I drop something inconsequential, like a Keurig pot or a pen or whatever. I'll be like, the like cleaners will probably deal with that eventually. And if they don't, I deal with it the next day.
Yeah, no, I prefer to like once we're all in a groove. If I break something or I have to pick something up, I usually grab the giant gravity stick and just handle it.
Yeah.
So, because I've noticed with my office, there's a certain mojo where we go from we're all having conversations with each other to we're all in our nest, like in focus mode, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, I never want to disturb the peace, as it were. So,
Yeah,
um,
no.
there's times and places, but my coworkers have always been
Oh, yeah.
incredibly helpful, and my
Mine are good
boss
about it too.
my boss has even let me use her cell phone so I could get in the Teams meeting because technology was being terrible
Annoying.
once. My old headphones weren't working, and I had a meeting with Microsoft. So, um,
Oh, the irony.
yeah, which funny, but yeah, that's the three stages, as Shaylee puts it, of things that we deal with at work with a disability.
I
Um,
mean, there's probably more I'm not thinking of, but
I mean, if you have questions and leave them in the comments, and we absolutely will answer them. As soon
for
as we
sure, yeah.
as soon as we get comments, I immediately get notified, and then I just go and answer them. And if they're directly for Shay, I'll just let Shay know that they have a comment.
Because I do not pay attention to the notifications at all.
She does not, like, not even slightly. So,
No.
which is, I mean, that's fine. I run the behind the scenes things, and that's all good.
And I come with the ideas when we have like video planning, apparently, because Brian had no input on this.
Well, I'll put it to you the guys this way. For the next month, for sure, you're gonna get a lot more of us.
Yes.
Guaranteed. For the next month, I can finally promise stuff. You're going to get a
Woo!
lot more of us because we have a schedule. So that
And
is
also
that.
ideas.
We have ideas, and Jaylee's in a go-getter mode, so we're actually gonna be filming like probably in consecutive days in some regards, depending on moods and whether we're tired after filming the first time. So, for now, I think we're 27 minutes in, so I think that's good enough for.
Sorry, Kyle.
No, that's good. I was actually, I thought it was going to be a lot longer than that based on the criteria you set forward. So, and then the first little bit, you went on an 8-minute tangent. I was like, all right, so we're gonna have to budget time.
And
No, but we did fine. So thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like the video. Click subscribe if you really like it.
click the notification bell so you never miss any of our posts.
And we will see you, and I promise, very soon.
Bye, guys.
Where are the stars tonight? Where are the movie stars?